How's it going, everyone? Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Nicole Menner. Following 2 straight SEC wins and a bump in the AP's top 25, the MSU men take on the number 8 Kentucky on the road Tuesday night. Coach Howland gave us a look at what to expect from Coach Calipari and his squad.
They've got depth, talent, very well coached, been through a lot of battles, played a lot of good opponents. They're always going to play good defense, and they'll play different ways based on their team, their personnel, but they're always good defensively, and they always take good shots. And I think a big trademark, though, is they'd really try to beat you up on the glass. Every year in and year out, Kentucky's always way up to the top in rebound margin, and this year's no exception. And they're battle-tested. Every time they play anybody, it's that team's big game, because you're playing the iconic Kentucky program and brand.
And we have some Southern Miss hoops coming up on Fox this week. On Thursday, January 24th, catch Western Kentucky visit USM at 7 o'clock. You can tune in on this Pine Belts TV. Well, 2 overtime games, gutsy coaching decisions, blatant missed calls from the refs. The NFL's Conference Championship Sunday gave us everything and then some. But this past weekend will not go down as one of the best for NFL officials. In fact, it may actually lead to some rule changes, which we will get to in a minute. Out to the action, the Rams punching their ticket to Atlanta with an overtime win over the New Orleans Saints. But that win overshadowed by this. Late in the fourth quarter, tied at 20, Drew Brees threw a pass toward Tommy Lee Lewis, and no pass interference was called, and it was clear as day that was just blatant pass interference. We all know what happened. Rams kicker Greg Zuerlein then went on to kick a 57-yard field goal in overtime for the win, something we really haven't seen a lot of lately, is kickers showing up in big moments, so good for the Rams. After the game, Saints coach Sean Payton said he spoke to league officials, and they did admit it was a blown call.
No, it didn't. It didn't. After that, listen, you're going to play ball, just like you would throughout the season when something like that might happen, or a call goes your way or it doesn't. You're on to the next play, right? You can't let it bother you. So it had no bearing on overtime, at least not for me.
Well, the Patriots and Chiefs next up in a blistering cold Kansas City, where it was 41-year-old Tom Brady against 23-year-old and possible league MVP Patrick Mahomes. The Pats used their run game to milk the clock and build an early lead, but Mahomes and the Chiefs came out blazing after the half. It was neck and neck throughout the fourth quarter, but 39 seconds enough for KC to drive it down the field and kick the field goal to send it into overtime. And it would ultimately come down to the coin toss, which the Patriots won. And guys, what happens when Tom Brady has the football in a big moment? Well, history shows he wins. 37-31 Patriots, as Mahomes was stuck on the sideline. Now back to the Saints and that missed call. In light of the officiating debacle at the end of that, the league and its rulemaking competition committee plans to give consideration this offseason to making pass interference calls subject to instant replay review. The league admitted the rule on the field of a pass interference should have been called, of course, which would have led to a likely trip to the Super Bowl for the Saints, but league rules currently permit penalties as reviewable. Devastating ending for the Saints. I mean, it was their year to do it, and the players were speechless after. I think Saints fans were speechless after. It's just the way the cookie crumbled.
And ironically, refs miss calls all the time.
And that was a really big one to miss. It was a bad time to miss it. Again, though, the Saints should have been able to capitalize. They had the ball in overtime. They couldn't get it done, and no trip to the Super Bowl for the Saints. But a great season for them. We'll look on the bright side. Maybe next year.